Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Where's there we go. Yes, that Friday headache music, right? There you go.
Not headache music. Give yourself more credit than that.
Slight headache music.
Yeah.
You're like the shirt of the week.
Yeah, apparently it's
A little pixelated Star Wars.
always
action.
good.
Yeah, you can't
I
go
think I was there when you bought that one.
You could have been.
I believe I was.
You could have been at that thrift outing. All right, so I guess we're up and running, guys, right? Hey, everybody. Welcome to This Pink Cloud. What is it? Season 2, episode 6? Did we even?
I almost want to say.
Yeah, 7?
But I could
Did
be
we do the
wrong.
math? We'll have to go back and correct it.
We were all stuck in a winter nightmare.
In a
little while,
for
so.
sure. I mean, there were well,
Did
I
we go
always say
backwards in
I
time
always
'cause of
say
that?
the sober vortex, but it was the definitely the winter vortex.
Yes, that was the winter apocalypse.
Yeah, that was for sure, sure.
Fun for all the kids.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. Especially all those that had pipes that burst and whatnot. Yeah, that was good times. Good times.
Did you lose power?
I did not.
Yeah, I
I
thought
was
you
the
didn't.
only, I was the anomaly, not
You and me
even
both, buddy.
touched. But y'all had to boil water, though.
No. So we didn't. The only thing I lost was internet for like 3 days.
Oh, well, you couldn't hotspot it on your phone?
No, we did.
Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
we
So
absolutely
you
did.
Didn't technically lose internet.
Yes. No, I mean we figured it out. but
Yeah.
Our normal internet, and
Right.
it was a nightmare.
Oh my God! I had to Bluetooth to this TV.
But we got.
and
Well, I think we got super lucky because we're right by a Walmart,
uh-huh.
and Walmart is considered essential and probably owns the government. I mean,
Sure, right.
You know, I'm
Of
not
course.
big on Illuminati stuff, but I'm pretty sure Walmart owns the government.
Right, I gotcha.
But they kept
gotcha.
power, so we kept power.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, dude. I mean, it's been one cold week since we've seen each other. So, what's been going on in your world?
Yeah. Well, so obviously the winter storm was a little bit crazy of a week. It kind of shut down the world there.
You were actually Ubering during that
I was out
time.
driving in the madness.
Right.
Yeah. I like to think I'm cooler and smarter and more better at life than I actually am.
Sure.
And that goes into my driving too. So I think I'm
Right.
better than I am. But in all seriousness, I'm pretty comfortable driving and that kind of stuff. So I didn't
Sure.
mind. I stayed out there driving. It may have not been the best idea. It's not like I made a bunch of money, but I think I was helpful.
Well, there you go, dude.
I do think I was
you
helpful.
were of service.
Well, some of those people might have tried to drive themselves and driven off of one of those bridges or something.
Sure.
I mean, really, you never know.
Right,
But,
and that could have been us.
Yeah.
In the distant or not so distant past.
I will definitely tell you that as everything closed, right?
Right.
I mean, we could. Everything was closed except liquor stores. They don't close.
Yeah, of course.
They did not close. There was one that had no power. I took I took 2 people to it. It had no power, but they were doing cash only transactions, baby.
Oh yeah, dude! You get
Could
that,
still
dude.
get your liquor.
Hey, man, I will find that roll of quarters,
Yeah.
or go to my $2 bill collection
Yeah.
to make that happen.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it takes, we can make it happen, dude. I can round up enough change for a buzzball, right?
Buzzballs. Oh man! If there's not a more assured sign that you have a problem than drinking a buzzball,
Yeah.
then you just need to take a look at what got you to that point.
Right. If you've
You took
stooped
some wrong turns, buddy.
Right. I mean, I get the whole malt liquor thing, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, I was driving around in the snow. Definitely missed. Tried to go to a meeting. Went to a meeting one day. Where
Well, yeah, and I guess that's a problem if you don't have the interwebs either.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
out on power.
Well, I did end up doing mostly Zoom meetings
Right.
that week. I tried to go to
Sure.
one in person, and I was the only person there in the parking lot. And after about 15 minutes, I took off. So
They were like, "Oh, this guy's cool. He can drive in ice and snow.
Either
He's
that or
unstable."
this guy must
Nolen,
really need some help.
The Professor Nolen, a.k.a. the ultimate Uber driver.
Yeah, it was fun. at right, whatever last turn I would take for every passenger, I'd be like, all right, let's have a little fun. and then I'd kick out the back end and slide around a little bit.
Oh, nice, dude.
Just
I'm
for
sure they
entertainment.
appreciated it.
Yeah, most of them.
Okay, well, good.
Well, what about yourself, buddy?
Especially if they were going to the liquor store.
Yeah.
Then, enjoy the ride. Well, dude, I had some heavy stuff go down.
Yes, you did.
Which was awful. A stepdad, Jerry, passed away. And it was actually due to heart failure, but brought on by, the cold.
Yeah.
And so I've been dealing with some real life stuff, and trying or maintaining sobriety through that. And it's a different perspective that you have. Because who knows? I could have wound up in a ditch going to get them, back in my drinking days, and fortunate enough, I hit the triple deuce, by the way, which is 222 days.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, that's right, dude.
You got the milestones on lock.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, God bless my mom.
Yes.
God bless Jerry. Don't want to, act like it's not there, because it is, and it hurts, and it's just dealing with it sober, and I'm glad I can be there for the fams and actually process.
Well, let's talk a little bit about it, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I know we talked about it a little bit. First off, sorry to hear that, of course.
Sure.
I know 30 years, correct?
33 years.
33 years in your life as a stepdad.
Yeah.
Cool guy, too, from what I understand, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah, I guess talk a little bit about, I don't know, I hate to say pros and cons, but more or less pros and cons. Walking through something like this sober, you've been drinking since you were 15, more or less.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would assume it's one of the first times you've done something like this sober, probably the first. What's, be real about it. What's some benefits and what's some downsides?
Well, just being able to be there and be conscious and be able to, run all the errands in the ice and snow.
To be relied upon
and to
follow through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, that's it. And not having to chase the dragon,
mm-hmm.
and just... because I would have had that as my job as well.
Yeah.
Procuring my alcohol throughout it, and
you got to find time to get all that
going.
Yeah.
And then that's Kelly. He's just passed out, and we kind of need you to go to the hospital and do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It just really probably would not have been a good scene.
Yeah. I guess you could
Just
probably.
guessing.
What thought comes to my mind is like, you can probably see now from other people's perspective what it must have been like.
Right.
To have drunk Kelly in some sort of situation where they would like to have sober Kelly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, and on a lighter note, funny thing, I did I DJ'd at a place, and it happened to be a distillery.
Okay.
Which was funny because...
Welcome back to the tables, man.
Yeah.
We're coming out of this pandemic a little bit.
Right.
Huh?
Well, it did get canceled on Valentine's Day, but they just had me the next day.
Okay.
And shout out, it was at Lockwood Distillery. But it was very kind of... I don't know, different DJing, and
First time, right?
Yeah. And I was around, my DOC, which is the old vodka, and I would have, definitely, gotten paid in vodka, back in the past,
which doesn't pay bills, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. I was hoping maybe some things.
But it will help your bottom line.
It helps you not care about the bills.
It helps you in your addiction to have free vodka. So, but yeah, other than that, that was kind of fun. And just looking at all the soccer moms getting tipsy on a Sunday.
Okay.
And playing some old school open format.
Nice.
Wasn't bad, and so I did that. So that was kind of a positive.
Cool.
And then, I guess you and I were talking about this earlier, and I wanted to, kind of get back to what this show is about.
Yeah.
And what the show is about helping people out there that aren't sober or struggling with it or think they might have a problem. Or
maybe even are sober but are, about to fall off or whatever. Just we all need help, but primarily what you were talking about. Yeah.
But and it's basically, there was so much knowledge that I've gained in my short-term sobriety of 226 days.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But and I want to impart that knowledge to people out there that are listening, that are maybe think they have a problem or know they have a problem. And just can't quit. I mean, one of the, I'm gonna have you pull up that app now. One of the tools that I use, and it's a free tool, is an app called I Am Sober, and it looks like this. And then if you want to, like I said, it's completely free. But this is my page from today. So I'm 7 months, 13 days, 20 hours when I took the picture. And then it's really cool because, if you're a day counter like me, some people aren't, but it keeps
Whatever
it for
helps,
you.
Man. Yeah.
Right. And then you'll make your pledge for the day there. And the cool part about it, even if you're an old schooler, you can go to the next page. It basically keeps count of your days. And then money spent on alcohol
or would have been spent.
Or would have been spent, or would have been put on a credit card. More like it.
Yeah, you got a compound interest on that bad boy.
Exactly. And then and I think the 228 hours was just me that was actually me just going to get the alcohol that I have calculated, not the actual consumption of the alcohol.
And I bet that's even lowballing that.
Oh yeah, no. I think that was like me running errands for alcohol.
Yeah,
I think that was the my mindset. But anyway, so it's an app. Anybody can get it for free.
I Am Sober.
And it looks like that. So it's a good way to start, and it's not invasive. There's a community aspect to it, which I love. But if you're just looking for something to dip your big toe in, and maybe just test yourself to see how many days you can stay sober, you can make a pledge that day. And it's not just for alcohol, kids.
No,
it's for everything. So you can be what they call a poly.
A poly.
Yes, a poly. Like our little buddy Kane.
Yeah, or like a lot of people.
Yeah, or like our little buddy, the Professor Nolen.
Yeah. Well,
and it'll keep track of all your DOCs.
Yeah, you don't.
Drug of choice.
You don't know what you don't know, right?
Right.
And to kind of echo what you were saying earlier, I got introduced to like treatment and recovery and those kind of things at a really early age because I was off the rails at a really early age. And I had people around me that cared about me and recognized something that was wrong that was out of their power to help with. So they introduced me to that kind of stuff at a really early age. So I ended up with a lot of knowledge, and I forget that not everybody has that awareness that there even is something like a community of people trying to get sober on a free app, or treatment centers or doctors out there that specialize in trying to help you. I mean, this is a disease that is not only recognized as a disease, but is a very prevalent one. I mean, substance abuse disorders, alcohol, the opiate epidemic, everyone talks about that. It's real.
Oh, yeah.
And still pales in comparison to the alcohol epidemic we've been in for 100 years, really.
Sure.
But, I mean, I guess you don't know what you don't know. And like a lot of things, you start to think about maybe changing your life. You probably just hop on the internet and start Googling stuff.
Right.
And there's all kinds of weird information out there.
Right.
Like anything else on the internet. So we're here to help maybe narrow down into some stuff that works and some stuff that don't.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we have a little bit of sobriety, and Nolen actually had a bit of sobriety for a while.
A lot for some people, a little for some others, but
I mean, you had a good window of sobriety, and then you just kind of started slowly turning your back on the sober community, and you didn't really have that aspect, and then led to a relapse, basically, right?
Look, it's a disease, right?
Sure.
So if you
quit doing your chemotherapy, or
if you look at it like any other disease,
sure.
If you are somebody who has diabetes and all of a sudden you stop watching what you eat
And
mess with insulin.
I'm not going to take my insulin.
Yeah, you just decide I'm done with that kind of stuff, or slowly fade away from doing it and become undisciplined. Then yeah, you're going to start having some issues, and that's what happened to me. I quit treating my addiction. I quit treating my disease, and the treatment that's out there. There's lots of different treatments that's different people swear by. Some people swear by exercise. Some get very involved in their church. Some get involved in 12-step groups, things like that. That's personally what I did, although I incorporated some other stuff in there too. But whatever, I was treating my disease for a while. And once I stopped, what do you know?
Hey,
a drink started sounding really good.
I'm a grown man, and if I want to drink, I can have a drink after work.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this disease. It doesn't need much of a window.
Yeah.
Once you start drinking, for someone like me, once I start, the off switch is hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
It's very well hidden. Yeah. So, it doesn't need much of a window. It just needs a little bit. It just needs me to take that first drink.
And,
It needs me to take that first drink, and then it can figure out what to do with the rest of my time.
Right. Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, you've obviously done the social drinking experiment, and social using experiment, if there is social using.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever tried that.
Yeah.
I guess I did. I don't know. I tried controlling
Sure.
Nobody wants to be a friggin' drunk or a drug addict.
Sure.
Nobody goes in with that idea as like, I'm hoping to start drinking so much that everyone around me is just so fed up with me that they want me out of their life. I can't pay any bills, and I get shakes in the morning. That's what I'm shooting for.
Right, yeah, of course. And then if I get, a little, if I ride the H train a few times, that's good.
Nobody goes in with that idea.
Yeah.
But it happens,
Sure.
You just little by little get into that place. But, I definitely always wanted to control what I was doing,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, right? The what makes it a disease, right?
Right.
It is a disorder of the brain, essentially, is what the kind of disease it is. It's a brain disease, and it ends up overriding that part of your brain that can make choices like that.
Sure.
Choices to control and whatever.
Hey, so real quick, before we get to our guest today, Tommy Mack, what's up? But let's go ahead and give people an option, a place to go, a place we both went to.
Yeah.
A little place called Summer Sky, which I think you can throw the address. There it is. Look at that. It's all fancy. It's there.
Hey now.
Hey, it's there, but it's not there.
Hey now.
But it is
Hey
there.
now.
But it is, yeah. Go ahead. Let's give our testimony. I mean, Nolen and I met each other at Summer Sky in Stephenville, Texas.
Yeah. So I guess I'll jump in. So what's funny, I've actually been to Summer Sky 4 times.
Nice.
Yeah, I went once when I was really young, maybe 21. 21, 22, total nut, not ready to get sober. Wanted to stop living the way I was living, certainly, but didn't want to give up alcohol
just pump
and drugs.
The brakes a little bit.
Well, I just didn't want to give up alcohol and drugs. They were just so important to me. They were
Yeah.
just so important to me.
Right.
And so anyways, but I went twice when I was younger, and I remembered some things that I was told there that were invaluable, but mostly what I remembered was they were nice people, and it was a pretty nice place, and they cared. It's just
It's funny. They actually want you to get sober there.
Well, it's just like anything.
And it's just a matter of if you listen.
if
you pay attention.
Like any medical anything, right? You can have a fancy doctor office or whatever, but if everybody's jerks at that office, you end up looking for a new doctor. So
right, yeah. They have a fantastic bedside manner.
Yes, they do.
Let's say that.
A lot of them are in recovery. Almost all of them are in recovery.
Oh, yeah.
So they understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, exactly. There is definitely some actually long-term sobriety there, but then also some crazy backstories.
Yeah, very much.
Crazy backstories.
But I ended up going in there. I was just very, very angry at myself. Going in there, just so angry that I had let it get to this level again,
yeah,
and that I had dragged children and a wife at the time, ex-wife now, through the mud to get there.
Sure,
and just so angry at myself, and I don't know that I had any real hope to get sober as much as I just, I don't know. I mean, I just,
Hey,
whatever.
Nolan, for what it's worth, I forgive you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Even though I wasn't a part of it. But.
Yeah, I couldn't keep. I wasn't going to make it much longer out there in the free world. I was probably weeks away from some terrible consequences. So
yeah, well, I've heard stories about when you first came in, because you came in just a little bit before me.
Yeah.
And Nolan was non-responsive.
Apparently, yeah. Everyone thought I was going to be some like mean hard ass that was going to like pick fights and stuff.
Yeah.
So not me.
And then you're like turn out to be like the smartest guy in the room, the Google.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of a fighter.
Right? Yeah.
But anyways, but they let me in there, and they worked with me on the financial aspect of it, and they also let me stay 45 days.
Yeah,
and probably would have let me stay longer.
Sure.
But I needed that extra time. I personally think I needed that extra time. Not everybody does.
Sure.
But I was messing with some pretty intense stuff. IV heroin.
Yeah.
That's about as addictive as it gets. And that extra time was valuable to me. But yeah, what happened in there was I just started to little by little come alive. And I think that's really the goal for any inpatient treatment is, learn some things, get some time under your belt, get the crap out of your system. And maybe,
get a little structure too.
Yeah,
that
maybe
helps,
get a little bit of like taste for looking forward to being sober out there in the world.
Getting outside but then also being able to be honest with yourself once you get out there, and know your TAMs. By the way, do you know that I made up my own acronym?
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, okay, so there's the HALT acronym. Okay, so
hungry, angry, lonely, tired.
Yeah, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. If anybody wants to write that down, those are signs of that you could have a likelihood to relapse.
Yeah, they're stressors.
So if you are, so what I came up with is the TAMs.
Okay.
The trigger analyzing mechanisms.
TAMs.
Yeah. Hey, dude, just watch your TAMs.
You know me and triggers, man.
Watch your TAMs.
I can get triggered by anything and be like, oh, this coffee cup. Uh-oh.
Right.
Uh-oh, this water. I don't know.
Right.
Oh no, cell phones.
Hey, well, so we've chatted enough, haven't we?
I think so. Well, to kind of wrap
that
up, Summer Sky, Stephenville, Texas. Good place, good people. We can absolutely get you in touch with somebody there if it's time for you to go into a place. And I know Kelly and I both.
Yeah, and just reach out to either of us, just personally, DM, and I can tell you all about it and what to expect. And
understand what you're up agast. This is a serious problem and a serious disease.
Into.
You need to come at it with some serious effort. And sometimes inpatient treatment is a big part of that.
So, speaking of serious effort. My friend, my buddy, he's actually out in L.A. now. Tommy Mack has put in.
Am I cool enough to?
He has put in the effort to make it a year.
Hey now.
Today.
We got some applause buttons over there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think we do actually.
Better push some buttons.
He's like, I don't know. There we go. Yeah. There we go. So if we could bring Tommy, I think he is on standby in the...
What's going on, Tommy?
What ship is that you are in, Tommy?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it's probably something from Star Wars or Star Destroyer or something.
I think it's the Death Star.
Is it the Death Star? Is it the bridge?
I could be wrong.
You know what? I'll tell you why it is Star Wars, because there's no handrails on this gangplank here,
Oh, yeah,
Star Wars never had handrails. Everyone just kind of falls off.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. And I think there's an ATM machine down there.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's like,
well,
there's like a Franzia section over there.
The love for trapezoids, that's very Star Wars.
Oh,
Star Wars, all about them trapezoids.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Tommy Mack? How are you, buddy? You good?
Hey, guys. Well, hello from sunny Los Angeles. And what a hell of a year it's been, right?
Yeah, it's been a weird one.
It has. And we've all... Hey, guess what? We share something in common. We all got sober within that year.
Yeah.
There's
during COVID.
There, right?
I made you do math, didn't I?
But
No, what
but
the
seriously,
hell?
yeah, we'll all look back and we got sober during COVID,
Yeah, true.
which is done being a problem now, right? Aren't we through with that?
The funny thing is, I also turned 50 this year, right when COVID took over and we're in lockdown. So I had this shirt that I wore.
50th birthday,
Nice.
2020. Well, nice.
Little-
I'm
little
right there
biohazard
with
there.
you. Yeah, I like it. I like it. He brought props.
Now,
I
Full
like it.
disclosure for the people, Kelly and I have known each other for decades.
Cool.
Probably since the early 90s or late 80s.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I know it wasn't the
So we go-
70s. We didn't go to Richland Elementary together.
No, not that old. So we probably share some battle stories from back in the day.
yeah.
And it's funny how everyone I talk to who does get sober, yeah, we can all talk about our drunken logs and how we have some shared aspects. I mean, I can relate to a lot of things that other alcoholics went through,
Mm-hmm.
but everyone's journey on how they became sober is so unique and wonderful.
Yeah.
But there are also some overlapping coincidences that are useful.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to talking about that.
Absolutely.
Well, so let's start off with basically, how it started, and then like you said, and you actually did the pre-interview, so I
Right.
applaud you for that. But how you went from being a normie to a full-fledged alcoholic.
Yeah.
I mean, let's give us a little bit of that journey.
The whole thing, like they say, like
Sure.
what happened, what are we like now? That whole deal.
Well, first off, both of my parents were alcoholics.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, both of them died at an earlier age from complications thereof. I thought I would be smarter than that. I thought I would never fall into that trap. But as you guys know, alcoholism is seditious. It sneaks up on you.
It doesn't care how smart you are. Yeah.
The ultimate slow play.
I started drinking like when I was 13. But, when I was 16, I could drink as much of the cheap box wine as I wanted. And through my 20s and 30s, I was a normie. We all were.
Sure.
Of course, as a musician in Dallas, I did a few of my drugs, but I was never addicted to any of that. My drug of choice definitely was the booze.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until my 30s when I started drinking every day.
Mm-hmm.
But still, if I had to, I could go a day or two without.
Yeah.
But
In moderation, right?
right, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm done for the day.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Still some control.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
less than you thought you had at the time, but still some.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I liked drinking, but I wasn't truly in the grip
It was
of it.
still somewhat fun.
Didn't
Right?
have to have it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a have
Exactly.
to. Yeah.
It was like
I'm gonna-
it's better if it's around, but I don't have to have it.
Sure.
Sorry about that.
I'm going to say it was around my late 30s
Mm-hmm.
when I started drinking every day and started day drinking a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is something I really haven't admitted to too many people. Believe it or not, one of the things that really may have pushed me over the edge is that, this is going to sound weird, but I found a Vicodin dealer.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
And the Vicodin doesn't do much for me. I don't use it as an opiate or anything like that. But I found out that if you pop a half of Vicodin, it woke me up. It allowed me to drink more.
Oh, sweet. I did that with speed.
I could
I did that with many
Yeah.
thins.
right. I could drink in the morning, go to a brunch and just down margaritas or mimosas and be, pretty well plastered and not have to take a nap afterwards if I popped a half Vicodin, and then I could continue drinking for the rest of the day.
Right. Which is
Or if I go on
priority.
vacation to
Right?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go on to Vegas. So once I started to realize I could drink almost 24 hours a day, that became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the end of my drinking journey, I was that guy doing a bottle of vodka a day. I would get up in the morning and have to take some shots. So
Oh
I
yeah,
wouldn't-
just to calm the jitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and
And
I
from
was-
whatever crappy sleep you got,
right,
if that.
and I was, truly an alcoholic. I mean, I would sit all day long. I wanted to be slightly off, a little buzzed, but not really drunk.
Yeah.
I just
Sure.
want to be buzzed. And at that point, it's no longer fun. You're just doing it to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And
It's your job.
And right.
Yeah.
And the person I became during that, you become a liar.
Yeah.
I will say and do anything to make sure I had access to booze, and I didn't like that person who I was. And I was
Sure.
trying
And
to get
that's
sober on and off since 2013.
Right.
But it was only this year when it finally
stuck. Yeah. I mean, well, and the whole time, I mean, I was, lying, to my wife especially because she had the front row seat for it, and just hiding stuff, hiding the bottles, hiding the evidence.
Yeah.
And then, well, where did you go? I just went to get something to eat via the liquor store.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so I ate
just
at that McDonald's by the liquor store.
I like
a
the
lot.
way. Yeah, I like the way you said it, Tom. I heard someone say it the other day that made a lot of sense to me. Was like, I took a look at myself and I wasn't rooting for that guy anymore. It's like I don't even like that guy. I'm not rooting for him to succeed or for it to work out for this dude. That guy's yeah.
I even figured out how to cheat breathalyzers.
Uh-oh.
Should we share that with the community?
Not the old penny or the old.
Do you got like a trash bag of your own breath from the?
You
the
cheat.
Breathalyzer.
So let's see. Well, I've got to hear this.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just bring it up.
Well,
that's true.
So
Okay, well, we bought my partner and I, she bought a breathalyzer so I could, prove to her that I wasn't drinking.
uh-huh.
And I found out if you got some batteries and then wore them down, like put them in an LED light and like get them to where the lights beam to dim,
Uh-huh.
the batteries are not fully charged, like they're about to die.
Uh-huh.
The breathalyzer is not functioning correctly. And it will always
Wow.
flow 0.00 even though you're way higher than that.
Yeah, but she had to know,
Well,
right? I mean,
Nope.
she just like the.
It's just crazy
Well,
the lengths we'll go to, the amount of brain power and energy that we
know.
will put into it. Yeah.
But like I said, the amount of effort and thinking that we put into being an alcoholic could have won Nobel Prizes had we been sober. I mean, we will think of the strangest things to accomplish and go to the ends of the earth to get our booze. That much effort and thought process, man, is astounding.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I would like you to see you try to implicate that trick if you got pulled over by the CHIPS, the old California Highway Patrol. Oh wait, hold on. There's an issue with your batteries, guys.
I don't think that's working on them.
Let me switch this one out.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be working on them.
I don't think that one's.
But it works on the old home test.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because I never had what would be considered the classic hit rock bottom moment.
Sure.
I was a very functioning alcoholic, for whatever that term is.
Well,
Yeah.
or so you think.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree.
As far as your
You're right.
Right.
To a degree, I get
no,
that.
because I thought I was functioning too, but I didn't realize what functioning was anymore. To be honest.
Yeah, certainly
You got
not
me
on
there.
any sort of happy level, but I mean, bills are being paid, work is
yeah.
being done.
Credit card.
I'm
debt
not
is
under.
being-
I'm not under a bridge. I'm not living in my
credit
car.
card debt is being accumulated.
Sure.
I feel successful.
There's some negatives there too, but
Yeah.
yeah, I get what you mean. Functioning at least on some sort of level,
Right.
some sort of outside looking in level.
Well, I didn't say I was at my potential, but I was
Yeah.
functioning.
Right.
Big
Yeah.
difference
functioning.
there.
Right.
In fact, I probably did lose gigs because I didn't take them because I thought, how could I have access to alcohol? Like, I don't want to fly to this location to go do some film shooting because I don't know if I can have booze.
Oh.
That sort of stuff probably did affect my career a lot. But when I hear stories from other alcoholics and I hear what they went through, I'm thinking, at the time I was thinking, well, I'm glad I'm not like that. But I was just being a blind dick.
Yeah.
No, but it makes me think like you didn't really think your way out of it. I mean, like when I was DJing, I would always bring the instead of buying alcohol on the plane, you always just bring
bottled water.
No. They'll let you bring the little bottles.
Oh, yeah?
The airplane size bottles. They'll let you bring those on because it's under 3.5 ounces, and you just bring 6 of those on, dude, and you're good through the flight. And then once you get to your destination, can we hit a liquor store on the way to the hotel?
Man,
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
work.
So,
We had something called pocket shots at one of the liquor stores near where I
I've
live.
seen
And
those.
it's, Yeah, they're just a little flat thing that you pouch,
Yeah.
and they go through metal detectors. You can put like 6 of them right here in your pocket. It's great. It tastes like shit, but when you're an alcoholic, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's
long as you're
about the medicine inside.
As long as you're starving your brain from oxygen, that's the whole point.
I was in jury duty, and I snuck one of those things out, like in the middle of the courtroom. Just going,
oh, jeez.
Wow. Nice.
And someone around me goes, "Does anyone smell that?"
Yeah, what is that?
Dude, I don't know.
I'll help you find
Like
whoever
that.
that is.
Right. That rapscallion.
I could have been found contempt of court. I could have been arrested. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
your
for
mind
sure.
doesn't even think of this shit.
No.
Right, yeah.
It's crazy.
Right.
So I was trying to get sober for since 2013, but my mind wasn't really into it. I liked drinking, and I couldn't think of a life without the booze. I couldn't. I had a fear of AA. To be blunt. We grew up seeing AA represented in movies as a bunch of old guys in a circle
Right.
talking about their marital problems.
Sure.
And I was like, well, fuck that. I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then one time I went to go see I'm a huge soccer fan. I went to go see a World Cup game at a bar at 6:30 a.m.
You and Nolan.
Yeah, I'm a huge soccer fan too. We may have to
LA Galaxy.
Wrap off air.
Totally. And so they're showing the game. It was World Cup in Germany. So they're showing at 6:30 a.m. at this bar. We get there slightly early, and they're holding an AA meeting in this bar. I'm thinking, what the hell? And then I'm watching the AA meeting, and at the end, they all get together, hold hands, and recite a prayer, and then do this work. It looked like a cult.
Yeah.
It's like,
Sure.
that even turned me off even more. It's like, hell no. Oh, no.
Right.
No, I'm not doing that.
Uh-huh.
But then later on, I decided to try it because I had alcohol counselor suggest it. And the meetings I went to, I tried.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
To them, and they weren't there for me. I guess I wasn't taking it seriously either. So still up here. And most of them were drunkalogs. If you could hear the people, because a room full of people, you can't hear most of them.
Right.
And I went through the steps with my counselor, and I just half-assed it. So basically, I never really did anything.
Right.
I was taking Naltrexone, but that only works when you're really drinking it. Nothing really worked for me.
Sure. Professor, go ahead and hit. Hold on, Naltrexone. Go ahead and.
Well, I mean, it's a medicine that's used for opiate use disorder. Was what it was originally designed for. It's an opioid blocker, but turns out it will also curb cravings for alcohol. In alcoholics, it's sort of
supposedly
the way opiates act on the brain and alcohol acting on the brain. There's some similarities there, so there's some overlap in how it helps both. But yeah, it's like anything, kind of like he was saying. I mean, it's only it's a medicine. It's a tool that can maybe stack the deck in your favor a little bit.
It is not the magic pill.
It is not a magic pill. Naltrexone will not get you sober alone.
Right.
So for the record, I'm on it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. A lot of people
part
are.
of the arsenal.
Right.
Yeah. Stack the deck in your favor.
I love that.
It's another, it's another thing that can add to the kit of tools you're using. Yeah.
Yep. So continue, please.
Well, something really interesting happened. May 2019, I was drinking extraordinarily heavily, and then all of a sudden I started feeling really bad. Went to emergency care. They said, "Wow, you got early stages of pneumonia." They said, "Here's a breath thingy, and here's some antibiotics. See us in 5 days." 5 days later, I feel way worse. I just horrible. I go back. They take a chest X-ray, and they said, "Mr. Mack, we're going to call you an ambulance and send you to the emergency room right now." And I'm thinking, "Oh, hell no, man!" Because I'm thinking, I want a change of underwear. I want my computer. I want my phone. So I'll drive myself. They said, "No, we don't recommend that."
All right.
And I said, "Well, I'm doing it." And had me sign a form saying,
"If you die on the way, it's not our fault."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can die on the way. We're not responsible. Get to the hospital. They're waiting for me. I have double pneumonia. My lungs are filled with liquid. I basically go unconscious for 2 weeks, and I wasn't supposed to live.
Yeah.
And I find out at the end of it, after 3 weeks in the hospital, I have something called alcoholic cardiomyopathy.
Mm.
The irony is, when you drink, you always hear about it's going to destroy your liver. No,
I'm making
mine
an
destroyed my
sorry, I
heart.
was making an acronym for that.
Oh, I bet you were. Mr.
Sorry,
Acronyms
bud.
over here.
Bastard.
give that term to me again.
Alcohol.
Alcoholic cardiomyopathy.
Okay. All right.
What
I
it
got it.
is alcohol being a poison, it doesn't just affect your liver, it can actually destroy the muscles in your heart.
Yeah.
A normal heart beats like this. My heart, because the muscles were destroyed a bit, was only beating like this,
Mhm.
not the whole stroke.
Yeah.
Right.
That means it's not pumping all the liquids and oxygen in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So, believe it or not, your heart pumps more than just the oxygen, it pumps everything you drink.
Yeah.
So if I drink water and the heart can't pump it around and move it around, the body just puts it in your lungs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm drowning myself with Gatorade thinking I'm doing the right thing, of course, and vodka.
Yeah. Right. Well,
And
at least
so
you got
my
your
alcohol-
electrolytes in there with the
I'll tell ya.
Gatorade. Yeah.
It's got electrolytes.
Yeah. You're
We're doing good.
Look,
We're doing
healthy
good.
Crave.
drunk. Healthy drunk. Yeah.
What plants crave, yes.
No, it's a good point.
So
I
ba-
mean, the liver takes maybe the brunt of the attack,
Uh-huh.
but it's absolutely messing up some other things in there.
For sure.
Yeah.
And people with cardiomyopathy, they don't have a very good lifespan. The chances of them dying within 5 to 10 years is astronomically high.
Right.
So at the end of it, my doctors are telling me, this is what caused it. You can never have another drink again.
Mm.
You'll kill yourself.
Mm.
And of course, I'm gung ho for 2 weeks
Yeah.
sober
Mm-hmm.
and start slowly getting back into it.
Mm-hmm.
And over the next almost year, maybe 8 months, I kind of gave up. I'm thinking, well, I'm going to die. I might as well drink.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
not
know
a
the
good
thought.
place to be. Yeah. We have all
And-
had that thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just go live
I still
under a
have my job.
bridge and just
Right?
quietly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you said
But,
it
you know-
perfectly. If I'm gonna die, I might as well drink.
Yeah. There you
Your
go.
mind is somewhere else when you're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It truly is not a person you are.
Yeah.
So even with the threat of death, the sword of Damocles hanging above my head, the threat of death, if I drink more, I couldn't stop. So,
By the way,
12
I
months
can't let
ago-
that go unnoticed, sort of Damocles.
That's some baller stuff right there. I love it.
Dude, that makes me want to bust out my Farkle dice.
I
The 20-sided die,
I already
baby.
have a picture of me with like Conan the Barbarian muscles and a loincloth and some filthy, ridiculous sword that I'm.
Right. Sorry.
I have a bit of an
I couldn't
imagination.
let that just slip by. Go ahead, Tommy.
No, that's
Sorry.
good stuff.
well, in the Greek literature there, the sword of Damocles was hanging above the king and could
Yep.
fall at any moment.
Sure.
So that's cool
Gotcha.
for those listeners who didn't know.
Right.
But of course, all your listeners knew that because they're smart as hell.
That's
That's-
right.
Yes.
Of course. They're
Tampering their brown
geniuses.
But a year ago, the one thing I'd never tried, I avoided at all costs,
Mhm.
was inpatient rehab. I did it
Uh-huh.
outpatient once,
Sure.
and that didn't stop anything. I never wanted to do inpatient rehab. I just
Well, they don't let you have your alcohol in there.
Yeah, which is a bummer.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel
right?
like if they did, they would have more customers.
Sure. Yeah.
Their business model's
But-
flawed. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
at one point, I truly had to admit I had no more control over my life.
The
Yeah.
old,
And,
so to speak, step one.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't going to have a life. I wasn't going to have a job. I wasn't going to have anything if I continued. And I finally, when I made that decision, screw it. It's time. It's time I go in. It's time I do inpatient rehab. Go inside.
Mm-hmm.
28 days or whatever. Once I made that decision, all of a sudden everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a hospital detox because I detoxed once before on my own, and that was the worst thing I ever did.
Sure. Not advised
Yeah.
if you're to
Nope.
the professional level
Yeah.
as
No, I went
ourselves.
to-
Yeah.
I went to the emergency room, so no one ever should detox on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, it's not something to mess with.
Right.
You can die.
Yeah. Medical supervision is
Let people know. Yeah. Preferably go
Preferred.
medical, but you very minimum let
Right,
someone know
right,
what you're
right,
doing
right,
because
right,
that's
right.
what happens.
Oh
Right.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. And literally 1 year ago today,
yay. Applause.
February 26th.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, we have effects.
Get it. Get it.
There you go. Oh yeah. Yes. Everybody on the bridge of the Death Star is clapping for
Yes, they are.
and they're all about to die.
you. Yeah, exactly.
With English accents, too. The funny thing about Star Wars, a little sidetrack here, is that we know that all stormtroopers were originally clones of a New Zealand guy named Jango Fett.
Yes.
He's from New
nice.
Zealand.
Yeah,
right?
well, Jango Fett is
then,
Boba Fett's dad. Yeah, we know that.
Right, and then all stormtroopers eventually, over time, get American accents, like, TK-421, why don't you at your post? These aren't the droids you're looking for. But then if you get promoted in the Empire, you automatically get a British accent.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little classier.
Hey, well, accents aren't necessarily genetic, but if they are, they're probably just, crisper in those genes for the stormtroopers to try and get some continuity in the different places on the ship.
Exactly. All right, so back to, you went to rehab, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, the funny thing is, when I was looking for a rehab place, I found one, and they were suggesting I go to it, but they said it was going to be, 24 hours of the program of 12-stepping.
Mm-hmm.
And due to my thought processes on the 12-step program, it's like very moderation of that. So I don't think I could do it all day long. I can't be a thumper. They said, the only books you can have are the Bible and the 12 steps.
Yep.
Right.
So I found another place that was a little more holistic, if you will.
Sure.
They still took us to meetings once a day, but there was other things going on in there.
Yeah.
Other programs, other things, reading and yoga and all that sort of stuff. But
Sure.
And so I was there, and that really helped because getting away, as you know, they don't let you have your phone or internet or anything like that, and you're pretty much separated from everything you're used to knowing. When I got out, so that was obviously 30 days of sobriety, but when I got out, the lockdown happened.
Yeah.
Think about it, it was late March.
Yeah.
Which you could crawl right back into that bottle, if you're not vigilant.
Sure.
I know, and this is something I hate to say. I think the pandemic actually helped my sobriety.
Yeah.
Which is a horrible thing.
Right.
But because everything was closed, bars, social events, everything. And I moved in with my ex-girlfriend, who's my best friend, Sally. And so it was like moving into a sober living, if you will.
Sure.
Gotcha.
I'm not going anywhere. And so I then got a sponsor, a guy who was really cool. I saw we had an AA meeting at a comedy club during my rehab. He was really cool, and he's my sponsor. And I now would like to tell people I believe in the program of AA. I am not a huge book thumper, and I wanted to let people know that are scared of AA because they are not religious. I am not religious at all, not one bit.
Right. Yeah.
And
they just say a higher power. Yeah. Exactly. And then
and everyone says
there's a whole chapter of atheist as well.
Well, it's so funny. It's all perception, and you've highlighted it a ton while you were talking. It's all perception. I know people that are religious that are scared of AA because they feel like they can't be as open about God as they want to be. And then I know people who aren't religious that are scared of AA because they feel like they're going to talk about God in there.
Right.
The whole theme is I'm scared of what I don't know, right?
Right,
So,
yeah, it's fear of the unknown. Yeah,
just
exactly.
try it out and see what happens. But there's all sorts of different groups.
Yeah, there's Smart Recovery, which I am a huge proponent of. And then, but I also do not shun the 12 steps.
No, I mean, there's groups that push this or that or try different things.
And I think, like you said earlier, like the more things you can have in your favor, the more tools in your toolkit.
Yeah, I think that was cool.
Utilize.
That was really cool, going to a treatment center that, Summer Sky was like that. I mean, we were doing...
We got to do goat yoga.
Goat yoga. With little baby pygmy goats.
Yeah.
It was super cute.
And they wore tutus.
It sounds silly.
They wore tutus.
It sounds silly, but I was belly laughing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for someone like me who hasn't had a proper, sober laugh in a decade...
Yeah.
It was nice. So it's funny, but all that stuff helps, man. Whether we're doing goat yoga or big book studies or whatever.
So I have a question now that I'm at 226 days. So between that window and where you are today at a year, What can I expect, Tommy?
He wants to know exactly what's going to happen.
What
over the next
exactly is going to
110
happen
days
in the
or
next
whatever.
110 days?
Well, hopefully a giant meteor won't come down and destroy everything again.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with
That's
that.
usually if you start every morning getting up going, may today not have a giant meteor kill me. Then I think that's a good start.
Right. Well, Tommy, you wanted to shout out to, who was it, Sally, your friend?
Tally, yes,
Yeah,
she's my best friend and a wonderful person. She's helped me through all this. She also saw the darkest.
She saw.
times of my
She
life.
had the front
Yeah,
row
she was-
seat.
She was
Kudos,
the front row seat.
kudos to
to
those
Sally,
people that hang on to us when we
Having
don't give them a
support is
reason to.
Always helpful. Yeah,
Yeah.
having support is helpful. Real quick, going back to AA,
Uh-huh.
I'm approaching it. I call my sponsor every day. I do a gratitude list every morning, and we're going through the steps. And I'm taking it much more seriously now,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm using it more. It's accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not really religious. I'm not a thumper, but which is a reference to people who can memorize passages in the book, and it's crazy. But it is a tool, and it is something that, when they say it works if you work it, it's just a system. And obviously it's helped hundreds of thousands of alcoholics worldwide for a long time.
Sure.
So there's a good ratio of it working. And
Right.
whether or not you truly believe every aspect of it is still a process. And if you just do it, chances are it could work.
Right.
Yeah.
And it did.
Oh, I will take those odds.
Yeah.
And I have. And it's obviously, I'm sober a year. Today is my sober birthday.
I know. That's
And
great.
My doctor, who watched me not be able to get sober, he goes, "What was different this time? What changed this time? What are you doing differently? How did it work?"
Right.
Good question.
This time, I took it seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's hard to make yourself do that. I almost wonder, like, it just sort of happened for me. Like,
Right.
I don't, I can recall going in to attempts at sobriety very serious and then just losing that focus or that whatever.
Well, yeah, I would always just
So quickly.
When I was outside of rehab, I would make it maybe 3 days at the most on my own,
Right.
and that was just like, and then it would just be right back on the treadmill,
Well, and that's a big difference is the inpatient rehab that you did.
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah,
30
that
days
was,
away.
That
that's
was
a
your
huge
was that your
difference.
first time in rehab, right?
For inpatient, yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
you're
and
right.
I have a similar
Well, I think-
path, my friend.
I think the day or two before, when I finally realized I would go into rehab, that was a huge mind shift.
Yeah.
A paradigm shift in my brain
Yeah.
right there. And that was a start of taking it seriously. Now, I also want people to know there are people who get sober without AA, and you totally can. I mean,
Sure.
whatever your path you want to take, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to try everything in the book and use them all at once. Naltrexone, AA, other things. Put them all together.
Inpatient therapy.
They all help.
Yeah, sure.
They all help. And that's everyone's journey may be slightly different. And as long as you get sober, that's the important thing. because
Sure.
My life is so much better now.
Yeah.
And
Right.
one thing that really surprised me, and I don't know about you guys, but I was fearful of becoming sober. I think most people were.
Well, it's basically
Because you
fear
thought
of the
your life would
unknown
end.
as well. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like, oh man, how I couldn't even think of how to function without alcohol. I didn't even. I was like, man, 30 days? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. The alcohol, that's how I brush my teeth in the morning. That's how I go to work. That's
Take
how
a shower, dude.
Yeah.
The old vodka shower.
I mean, how do you do anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
But what surprised me was once I became sober, how many other people I knew that were either in recovery or sober or looking to get sober. And it's like,
Yeah.
where were you all this time? Or how did I not see this?
Exactly. You're talking about the secret society of sober people that you can't
Here-
find until you get sober.
Here in LA, obviously.
Oh,
and
it's
by
huge
the way,
out
I
there.
think Zoom meetings are great.
Sure.
I love Zoom meetings for AA
Sure.
because they're just easy to get to, and you can hear everyone. And I've grown to be very fond of Zoom meetings for AA. But the sheer amount of celebrities, you had no idea.
Oh yeah.
And of course, we don't talk. I mean, no
course
names or anything like that. But I mean, some like they're just normal guys.
Yeah.
Now, well, and I'm just blown away the fellowship and community of sobriety that's out there, and it makes me feel good. Hell, when I started talking to Kelly again and heard what he's going through, it's like, and we just sharing experiences and how happy we are being sober. It just feels good right here, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's an accomplishment, and it does feel good. I mean, that's one of the things that's always attracted me to AA, to 12-step programs, is that they're not like tooting their own horn all the time. I mean, what other organization's going to have like hundreds of celebrities and not want to tell anybody about it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, you find it when you find it. Come on in. We're
Yeah,
over here doing it.
and I love it. Like, just the whole aspect of finding, and that's what I want to try to do with this show. Was a big part of it was to try to let people know that there's a society out there of sober people. If you search for it, it's out there. And even if you're not sober now, because I wish I would have known this, prior to even going to rehab. Not to say that I would have done it. I mean, I went to AA, but it was just I didn't take it serious.
Yeah.
But then I didn't know there was all this other cool stuff out there, like Skate Straight and sober activities and stuff like that. And who knows,
sober
that could have
dating site, the whole works.
Yeah.
for sure.
Now, here's one thing I do
go
want
ahead.
to toot real quick,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I think I want to get your guys' opinion of it. Man, had someone told me how much weight you would lose.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's that too. Yeah, you actually lose like I lost like 30 plus pounds and am no longer diabetic. So that's a little.
He literally cured his diabetes, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then Tommy, I know you were a big fella at one point. How much did you lose?
I lost 50 pounds.
Wow.
Nice.
So you had the chin, continuous chin into the neck.
Yeah.
Like you were the thumb.
See, I lost too much. I'm still
right.
kind of trying to get back to what when I came into Summer Sky, I was like 198 or something.
Yeah.
And I lost 23 pounds in like 4 days because I got so deathly ill.
Yeah.
And I still haven't kind of gotten back. I'm at like
Right.
179.
Well, you
180.
didn't get to experience the bloated Elvis phase like
No.
Tommy and I did.
And I was on
yeah.
some
Right.
different mixtures and cocktails of sorts. But
Well, hey Tommy, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, buddy. But
Yeah, man.
I appreciate
Congrats on the year, dude.
I appreciate you
Well,
sharing your
thank you.
story.
Congrats
and,
on the year.
And
Hey, it's been an honor, and congratulations on the program, guys. This is a wonderful thing you're doing for mankind.
Thanks, man.
Well, we try,
Yeah.
and hopefully it'll get out there and people will listen to it
It
and
can't
take our
hurt.
advice. Yeah.
It can't hurt.
Well, thanks again, Tommy. And then
Yeah.
let's go ahead and give our sponsor a plug one more time. The old Summer Sky.
Summer Sky.
Right there. Look at that.
Summer Sky.
Yeah. So if you're looking for, even if you just want some advice, give them a call.
Yeah.
And they can just tell you. I mean, it's not going to hurt if you need the help. Just give them a call and they'll say, hey, okay, this is what you can expect.
Yeah,
And
it's not a hard sell format. with
yeah,
these
it's
guys,
not like,
man.
oh, you got to come in right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the black helicopters are circling.
Let me
We're
call
coming.
you once a day and be like, hey, remember how you said? No, it's none
Right.
of that nonsense.
So, but anyway, that's the number to call. Also, the email is right there, the summersky.us.
Yeah, as we always say, hi Keisha or Patsy
Yep.
in admissions.
Yeah.
That's who you'll talk to when you call that number. You can certainly reach out to us, and
Yeah,
we'll help
of course,
you,
direct and
if you're more comfortable that way, and we'll help you get hooked up.
I am just a dude.
Just a dude.
Just a dude trying to help some other people get sober.
Yeah.
But
But no, place is special to me because that's where I got the transformation.
well, and likewise with myself. So speaking of that, we have a couple of wares to pitch.
Sure.
Before let's see what magical shirt appears this week. I actually
Roll the dice.
let's see and Yahtzee.
Boom.
Okay, so this one is up there. So if you want to support Lone Star, that's my label. DJKellyReverb.com. Those are available right now in limited supply. Upcoming, I do have a shirt update. Please go to the next one. This one, we are going to do a couple with Summer Sky, so they are actually going to help us with the production
That's a
cost
great
on
shirt.
this. Which it says, I went to rehab and all I got was my life back.
Dude, and the chair was such a nice touch.
Yeah,
it's
right.
perfect.
Well, shout out to Kurt Eichelberger.
Yeah.
From Skate Straight. What's
Yeah.
up? So that will be in production soon, and then the next one with our slogan, "There is no magic pill for sobriety. If there was, we would all take too many."
Yeah, I probably
that
would.
one. Yeah, right. That one, I actually have a prototype being ordered, sent to my house, and I have a coffee mug of that being made as well.
Prototype, coffee mug. What?
Yeah. Oh, dude, no, it's gonna be.
Can I steal it?
Well, possibly.
Okay, I'll try.
I will let you drink out of my coffee.
I'll give it a shot. I'm pretty quick. I can just run from there.
But so those are going to be coming to djkellyreverb.com soon. And other than that, Nolan, you have anything?
No, man, it was
shout-outs,
fun
anything?
talking to Tommy. I enjoyed a lot of the, like the. I love how he was talking about like thinking, like smart recovery or AA when your perception of what these meetings are going to be like. I had this perception that it was just like a bunch of old dudes sitting around playing dominoes, and like occasionally one of them would be like, "What? I want a drink."
Yeah.
And another one would be like, "Don't drink." And then he'd go, "All right, thanks, man." Domino. And you know what? I was so beaten up at the end. It's like, that'd be fine.
Right.
Let's just do that.
Yeah, let's just do that.
It's
Whatever.
better than what I got going on.
Yeah, exactly. Next week, we actually have Anika. I almost said Annika. It's a tough one. It's spelled Annika, but it's Anika Cooper, and she is actually with Simply Grace and doing a little Recovery's Got Talent show, which is coming up in March. And we've got some horses in the race.
Yes, we do.
With Ty Jackson. So, but other than that, if you want to play us out there with the music, Angelo, thank you for stepping in today.
Yeah, thanks for your time, man, and thanks for listening, everybody.
It's like you're a pro, dude. He's already there. But yeah, hey, and if you need help, please reach out to us and get that help. We are here to advise, and we will see you next week, same time, same channel. And if you get a chance, go like our YouTube channel.
Yeah, check it out.
There's
other episodes and whatnots.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take it easy, guys.